meets up with the ramp. Right there. Then we can walk in. Hey guys, Machines and Mal here. Just unloading this plate compactor out of the van that I'm gonna do some service to, and I thought, hey, this is a good opportunity to make a video about the hydraulic lift that I installed on the back of the service van. I've had a few people ask about the lift, and I made a couple of videos about the lift on itself, and they're pretty popular videos, so I figured I would just show you real quick how it works. So guys, what we did was we took a Ricon brand lift off of Handy Dart. It's called a Handy Dart bus. It's sort of like a short, small bus that runs around local bus routes, and they have these wheelchair lifts mounted inside of them. So this is a Ricon brand wheelchair lift. And we had one of these vans. I guess it got decommissioned and wrecked. So a friend of mine that does vehicle scrapping picked it up and called me and said, hey, we got a ramp, a lift deck available if you wanted one, because I was looking for one to put on the back of this van. And long story short, here it is. Here it's installed. So I'm just going to run it up. I've got a remote control here to do it. It's a Keeper brand remote control. We're just going to park this thing in the park position, and then I'm going to go over how it works. We installed this onto the original bumper of the van, which proved to be a little bit too weak, so I actually have a video of that. I'll link it in this video. But we ended up rebuilding this entire bumper, guys, to take the weight. I like to sometimes lift a lawn tractor or a couple of these plate tampers with this thing. And you can imagine with me and two plate tampers, we're pushing 500-600 pounds. So I wanted it to not break off the back of the van. So we took a couple I-beams, welded them together, made a mount, and we actually, I don't know if you can really see, I'm just poking the camera underneath the bumper. She's beefed right up. So what we got, guys, is a Ricon lift. This is the model number here, in case you guys are wondering. And originally this was actuated with a switch on the side of the van. I think it was on the end of an extension cord. But like I said, we converted it over to this Keeper cordless winch remote control, which is really simple. I'll show you how we did that. We took this lift and we widened it, guys. We widened it about 20 inches from there to there. So we actually just cut it down the middle, spread it, and we made a new T-bar section and welded that in. And we found a new piece of checker plate that was as wide as it was, because this thing was designed to fit a wheelchair and not much more. We wanted it to fit a Lawnmower 2 or even a quad, something like that we could pick up and carry away. All right, so when we drop this thing, we're back to this. Down she comes, right down to the ground, like so. The hydraulic hoses run to the hydraulic cylinders, and then they actually run down underneath the van. Both of them do. Runs down underneath the van, and over on this side they snake down. I don't know if you can see it, but they run up through the floor right there, and inside I'll just turn on the light so you guys can see what we're doing. Inside, right here, this is our hydraulic power pack. So this is a 12 volt hydraulic power pack, guys. It's no different than 110 volt. And it used to have a couple wires coming off of it with a switch box to actuate the lift. But I ended up installing this little receiver right here. That's Keeper brand receiver, RF. And it just receives a signal from this. So we got up and we got down. Works pretty good. There's also a manual lift right here and a manual drop right here. So if this for some reason dies or the power pack stops working, you can still raise and lower the lift gate manually. I've had to do this. Actually, I had a problem with this setup, and I had to lift this thing manually for about half a season. pump it up with a jack handle. It sucked. I don't recommend you let it get that far. Fix this thing if it gives you trouble. Anyway, so what we do is when we want to load something, we like to pin one of these doors open, the bungee cord, so it doesn't close. Now we're going to unlock the controller by holding both buttons down, and then we raise it. Oops, both buttons down. Raise it up. So right about there. Now guys, that's the height where that ramp will start to actually fold backwards and up against the back of the van. And as you notice, there's a giant gap right here that we can step between. So it's kind of dangerous. I haven't fallen into that gap yet, but because this was originally designed to mount on the inside of a vehicle, not on the outside, there's this gap. And for most of the time it works pretty good. I know it's there. I step over it. Like I said, I haven't fallen into it yet. But just in case, guys, we have to drag something like that plate tamper. We don't want to drag it over a gap. I installed this hinged piece of aluminum. So I think 3/16, maybe quarter inch thick. And now we can drag stuff all the way over. No problem. We'll never bend that with any of the stuff that we do. Then we can lower and we can drop the tailgate. We'll lower it. And that thing just sits right there, waiting for the lift section to come up and contact right along the bottom here. So that's all it is, guys, is a hinged piece of aluminum welded to a piano hinge. And then as we come up, meets up with the ramp. Right there. Then we can walk in. We can drag whatever we need into here, park it inside the van for deliveries or pickups or whatever we got to do. So there's you go, guys. That's how the lift gate, the Ricon lift gate works on the back of the service van. I hope it covers all points. If you got any questions, just leave them in the comment section below. I like making videos about this stuff, so if you want to see more, just ask away. I'll make some videos about it. Anyway, thought you'd like to see that. Hit the subscribe button. I'll make some more. See you in the next one.